Hi everyone, welcome to another MSI Insider live stream. I'm here today with Eric on my side. Not really, but seems like it. Totally fake in here. But today we're going to talk about cases together. And yeah, we have a ton of cases right here. So I'm completely surrounded by cases at this very moment.
Interesting case.
I'm going to make a case for that. So it's going to go all live stream like this, or?
People are wondering why you have the face shield.
Why I have the face shield? Oh, they will find out later. It will be dangerous.
We're going to break stuff, right?
Yeah, of course, you're in the stream, so I had to break stuff. Usually you're breaking stuff, but today I have to do it, right?
Yeah.
Because this was too dangerous for you?
One moment.
You've got children to take care of, so you couldn't do this?
Yeah, I was afraid for what would happen.
Yeah, we're going to break some stuff. So it will be very dangerous.
No, we're going to disassemble it.
No.
We're going to really
completely break it.
Yeah.
This will not be able to fix it anymore. But today we also have a giveaway. You can win one of the $20 Steam Wallet codes. To participate in the giveaway, go to msi.com/2/insider. Our bot on YouTube and Twitch will also put a direct link to Gleam in the chat once every 6 minutes, I believe. On Gleam you can perform certain actions. The more actions you perform, the bigger chance you will have to win. So definitely make sure to participate. I see we have a lot of people in chat already.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
On Twitch.
Oh, I see some people talking about MAG Pylon. That was, I believe, our very first case, right?
Yes, indeed. Long time ago already.
Pylon and the bunker.
Yeah. We don't have that one today, right? Of those two?
No, I don't think you... Maybe if some very old stock in the stores, but I don't think you can buy it anymore either.
No.
But we've got plenty of existing models, but more specifically, some new models. You can already have a sneak peek in the background. Many people in chat. Make sure to participate in the giveaway, guys.
Yeah,
Dragon
don't worry
has to
about
be
the
the giveaway.
Okay, so let's start.
Yeah, good idea. So maybe let's first take a look at the case models that we have right now in the market. We currently have four gaming lines, basically. Vampiric, Forge, Gungnir, and Sekira.
It's not Shakira, what I always say.
No, that's the Sekira.
Can you maybe turn your chair a little bit that people can see?
Wait, let me move a little bit outside the screen.
Shakira, yeah. Not Shakira.
No, not Shakira, that's the singer. Good singer, by the way. Whatever. Okay. Yeah, so the Vampiric and the Forge and also the Gungnir are regular ATX cases. So this means they can accommodate a motherboard this size, regular size motherboard. This is a model that you don't know yet, by the way, but we will talk about this a little bit later as well. And the Sekira can also accommodate an extended ATX motherboard. So for example, a Godlike motherboard are very top-end models, but also on the high-end desktop platform. We have, for example, our content creator motherboards on X299 on Intel and TRX 40 chipset based on AMD. So those are slightly bigger motherboards, and for that you will need a bigger case. So for example, the Sekira is suitable for that, but also a very new content creation model that we will also talk about today. Shall we already show some of the current cases?
Yeah,
maybe
sure.
That's a nice place to start. We actually have a Vampiric here, but it's right underneath Eric's desk, so we cannot show it right now.
Don't touch it.
Because it's actually our streaming PC is built into the Vampiric. So we cannot show that in real because that was our only sample.
Then we're going offline, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I think so too. But we have the Forge here. There we go. This specific example is the 100R model. There's also an M model. That one doesn't have addressable RGB, but regular RGB. There's also a 101M.
Can I do a close-up cam?
With more.
Oh yeah. Hey, where did you leave me?
You're gone. Disappeared. Vanished. So very open front, completely made out of mesh. So extremely good for airflow. Tempered glass side panel with my fingerprints on there. Maybe I shouldn't have had that hamburger for lunch. Let's open it up. I need a screwdriver because I tightened it a little bit too much.
So this is an entry-level case, right?
Yeah.
People are asking, does this one have Type-C?
No, this model not yet, but So all the models that we talk about today, actually all the models that we will talk about today, the new ones, they all offer Type-C connectivity.
What does this is Forge, right?
This is Forge, yes.
So what is the price? Let me see who asked that.
It's a bit dependent on the model, but around $60 US. That's where you should see that. But it depends. There are models with more fans. There are models with addressable RGB, models with regular RGB.
It's quite interesting regarding pricing because you mentioned USD, but USD now is quite cheap. The dollar versus euro.
Yeah, but with the MSRP, it's important to know as well that the prices in euro are usually calculated with VAT.
Okay.
And
21%, right?
For usually in the calculation 20, but it depends on the country. Here in the Netherlands, it is, for example, 21%. I believe in Germany, for example, it's 19%. I already dropped some screws. So nice tempered glass.
You look like Ja.
It's almost invisible. I already see a comment in chat, good airflow case. Yes, definitely. This is really designed to give you maximum airflow. So it's really open at the front, completely mesh. Currently there are 2 fans inside there, but you can even put a third one in between. They're all 120mm fans. And in the back you also have a 120mm outtake. In the top you also have some clearance for more fans or radiators. And let's open up the other side as well. So a regular side panel on this side.
So those are thumb screws, right?
It's very easy to take them off.
Well, not easy because you took a screwdriver.
No, that was for the other side because I tightened them too much.
Okay.
And look, these are the screws for the tempered glass side panel. And on the back, to make sure you don't scratch it, there is a small rubber piece. But this means if you tighten it too much, then it's pretty hard to get it off. But luckily, then you can still use a screwdriver. So when you look at this side, you can see cannot see the power supply or the hard drive base because they're hidden and you access them from this side. So here you see 2 3.5-inch drive base, and this is where you put the power supply. Here on the back you also see the RGB hub, so you can connect several addressable RGB devices to it.
So that's included?
That's included in the case. Depends on the model, but this is the R version. This one has the addressable RGB hub. So
can it be managed with MSI Dragon Center? Edwin is asking.
Yes, you can, because this hub, you can connect it through the J-Rainbow header on your motherboard, so that's the addressable RGB header. No, I believe, this is actually the M model I have right here. So this is the regular RGB model. So it is important to watch what kind of headers you have on your motherboard, because this is the regular 12-volt RGB one, so not the addressable one. So that one will do one color at a time. If you have the R version, then you will get the addressable one. That's a 3-pin 5-volt, and that one can do multiple colors simultaneously. And the addressable one you attach to the J-Rainbow header on the motherboard, and the regular RGB one you attach to the JRGB header on your motherboard. And when it's attached to your motherboard on your header, you can control it through Dragon Center.
You're a little bit out of focus, but nobody cares.
Yeah, I'm a little bit white as well, but because of all the lights.
You always look like this.
Exactly.
You're always out of focus.
Hey, can you maybe show
the panel, tempered glass panel? Somebody's saying it should be something like 3mm. It's very thin and prone to break.
No, it is.
Well, actually, this is what we later are going to show you. How to disassemble a tempered glass window.
I can show you on the side. Maybe it's a little bit hard to see. So this is tempered glass side panel. And well, later on we will see how strong it is, because we will attack one of these regular side panels.
We will attack. Maybe it will fight back. Watch out.
It might. I'm going to wear gloves just to be sure if it fights back that I don't get injured. And I got some face protection as well. So I'll try not to get injured. But then we will see how strong it is. I've got several hammers. So
I think nobody cares if you get injured.
Probably not. It should be okay. We should be able to break it, but then we
should
can
make it 18 plus in case you cut off some arm or something.
Then I still have an arm left, right?
Yeah, that's true.
An arm left, right? Yeah. Wait, I want to see what you'll attack a tempered glass side panel. Yeah, I think it's going to be good. I'm curious as well, because I've never done this before. We haven't practiced this, so it will be my first time smacking a tempered glass side panel, but I'm very much looking forward to it. Attack of the glass. I hope the glass will not attack me too much. Oh, some people already noticed the cases behind me. If I move to the side a little bit, this side. Sneak peek.
Yeah.
They're
Just
paying
the first
attention.
one.
So yeah, depending on the model, you get it with either 3 or 4 120mm
No, it's not bulletproof.
included. We haven't tried that. Our monitor was, right? A while ago.
Yeah.
Don't try that at home, by the way. We actually have a warning sign for that, so don't try smacking tempered glass side panels at home either. Already warning you. Quick, Mike needs a medic. I hope not, I hope not. So yeah, this is the forge. Make sure to check it out on our website. There are several models, several variations, also in terms of look, slightly different. So yeah, make sure to check it out if you're interested in this kind of case.
This one is already available.
This one is already available in several versions. So depending on your liking, you can already get one of these. So let's move this aside. So this is going to be my dump place on the left. All the cases that we had, I'm going to put them there. Then let's continue to the Gungnir. And from that one we will actually show a new model.
Maybe I will show first this. So the Vampiric is our streaming PC. We cannot show it. The Forge Mike just showed you, and now we're going to Gungnir.
Actually,
we had one Gungnir sample and I managed to break it, right?
Yeah, this one actually you damaged
it. Oh, it's this one.
So let's look up close where you damaged it.
I pushed it off the table, right?
Yeah.
Or left.
And actually the tempered glass side panel, it's still okay. So it is pretty strong. It did survive dropping off a table by Eric. But if you look here at the front, there, Eric, that's your signature, right?
Yeah.
Small crack, but that was it. It survived pretty well. It's
people can
nice,
see a
nice mirror effect.
Yeah, one moment.
You can see me right there. Yeah, don't watch my fingerprints. That was a hamburger that I had for lunch. So as you can see, this one is a little bit bigger than the Forge. Maybe I should put them next to each other so you can see the size difference.
Oh.
It's still an ATX case, by the way, but they're quite different in size. This one is a little bit high on its feet, so it still looks a little bit taller, but this one is also a little bit wider. Maybe I can show it like this. And there's also quite a bit of weight difference.
Pineapple Pizza is wondering if we took the Gungnir name from CSGO AWP skin.
The what?
I don't know. It's a CSGO
CSGO.
AWP.
Oh, we have to ask Peter or Ja about that. They play CSGO.
Know.
We barely know anything about CSGO.
No, Gungnir is also, I think, some god or something.
I think isn't it a weapon?
Or a weapon from a mythical god.
I believe so.
Yeah, that's what most of the names are inspired by.
Yeah. Yeah, also the other ones are usually weapons. So I think Counter-Strike took it from that as well. I would assume at least. So it's quite a big case, Gungnir. Let's open it up. So also thumb screws on the side panel.
This one we already used several times in live streams.
Yeah.
To assemble some PC build.
We actually did a very nice all RGB build in this as well. So make sure to check that out on YouTube. Which
one did we use for the blind PC build?
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh,
I'm not sure actually.
Was it already Gungnir 110? New one?
It could be No, I don't think, not for the blindfolded. Ja and Peter have already been using the new Gungnir.
Yeah.
So if you have seen that live stream, you've already seen it in action. But this is the existing Gungnir 100, and from this version, there's also the Gungnir 100P and the Gungnir 100D. So maybe we can show them.
Philippe saves us. He says Gungnir is Odin's spear of war.
That's a weapon, right?
Yeah, it's a weapon.
Can you pull up the slide?
Oh yeah.
Then we can see the difference between the different Gungnir 100 models, because there are actually already 3 models available of the Gungnir 100. There's the 100P, where P stands for pure, so that's the plain black front basically. Then there is the 100D. The D stands for dragon.
I don't see a D.
Hmm?
I don't see a D.
You don't see the D?
The case in front of it.
Oh, the case in front. Let me move it a little bit. There we go, 100D. And the D stands for dragon. And then there is the regular 100. And that's the one we have right here with the RGB lighting in the front and also in the fan in the back.
Yeah, you can also 3D print, replace the top and bottom, right?
Yep, you can easily take them out. Don't drop them like Eric did, because then you can break them. Usually they're pretty strong though. It's like, I'm still surprised by the shape of this case after that drop, because it was regular desk height.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the internals you can already see it's a little bit larger. Let me show it like this. Eric, can you switch camera position? Are you asleep?
No, I was reading the chat.
You can see you have a little bit more space on this side especially. You also can accommodate longer graphics cards when you compare it to, for example, the Forge. Here you can place some SSDs. Let me take off the other side as well. So one side tempered glass, other side a regular side panel. So also hidden power supply to drive base at the very bottom.
I think later you don't know which side panel needs to go on which one.
I will find it out later.
Okay.
Or that will be Josh's job tomorrow maybe. I will find the victim. I will put this one back on. Otherwise it will be a mess of panels everywhere.
Yeah, these are all ATX cases indeed.
Yep. So this is regular ATX. If you need, for your motherboard, if you need an extended ATX case, then please.
People say it's difficult to find the cases on our product page. Yeah, it might be. We're also discussing with our web team the menu layout because sometimes some new product groups are in the main menu, but there are only like 2 products, so we need to find something logical. This will happen in the coming, I would say, month.
So later on we need a side panel to attack. Shall we take this one?
Yeah.
Because then I'm not going to put it back on.
It's already damaged.
Well, actually the side panel is okay. I'm still super surprised by this.
Still okay.
This survived, what is it, like 1 meter drop, little bit over? 1 meter 20 maybe?
Yeah.
You can also see the tempered glass side panel. And then we have our new Gungnir. So let's first show you the different models. Eric? We have 2 models at this point. So the MPG Gungnir 110M and the MPG Gungnir 110R. So the existing versions are Gungnir 100. The new versions are the 110 series. As you can see, they're pretty similar. The main difference is the front of the case, because where the R version, let me move to the side a little bit, has tempered glass at the front of the case as well, on one side of the case. So you can see, like, if you're straight up front, you can see like half of the fence. The other one has mesh on the side. So it is it's always a discussion whether you should have a mesh front or a tempered glass front, because one is better for airflow, the other one looks really cool. So dependent also on what you're going to do. If you want to use very high-end hardware, if you want to do overclocking, stuff like that, then you will probably prioritize the mesh front panel. If you're going for the looks, if you want to have a very fancy RGB build, maybe a little bit of case modeling, then you might prefer the tempered glass side panel. It
also depends what kind of platform you put in. If you talk about B50 with a normal 8 core or even 10-12 core, airflow should not be an issue at all. But if you're going for a killer setup, something like a X299 or high-end or a lot of cores.
Yeah, if you go for high-end desktop platform, Threadrippers, stuff like that. Indeed, the X series by Intel.
And also what kind of cooling. I mean, if you want to go for water cooling, airflow is more important, case airflow. Than if you have a big fan on your CPU.
Yeah, indeed. Especially, for example, the VRM cooling, it benefits from a CPU fan. So if you use water cooling, you don't have that airflow around the motherboard. So the airflow will have to come from your case. So it very much depends on what you want. Doesn't mean that the R version, the one with tempered glass, has bad airflow because the airflow is actually still pretty good. Let's grab it right here so I can show you.
Some questions, Michiel. They're wondering 100M. The M stands for mesh.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
In this situation, yes.
And R for RGB.
RGB, yes.
And
then there is the P for pure. Oh, we'll see that one back later.
And is Dragon also RGB? The previous one?
No, the Dragon is red. On the D version, you mean? The
Yeah.
100D. No, that's a red printed Dragon on front.
Yeah, okay, but I mean, does it support RGB fans?
If your motherboard supports it, you can always put in RGB fans.
Yeah.
But there are no RGB fans with the case included, no.
No, okay.
Then you will need the regular 100 or the 100 R or M. They both come with RGB. I'm not sure which Dragon Y2K meant, because if you have the regular 100 version, that one also has a Dragon logo at the very front on the triangle part. And there you can see that one is RGB illuminated, but that's small logo on top. Whereas on the D version, you have, of course, the full-size Dragon on the front.
The giveaway is pretty much global, yes. I'm the only one excluded.
Yeah, so let's get back to the 110 series. Actually, the one I have right here, there is a complete build inside. So let me see how best to open this up without damaging anything. So this is also an ATX case. And currently there is an MEG Z490 Ace motherboard in there.
Yeah, we thought we took back our own build from a few weeks ago, the B550 build, but it seems we took somebody's other PC.
we took someone's PC.
So we better don't start it up. We don't know what we can expect.
We don't know whose PC it is, but
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. It looks good. There you can see the internals. So as you can see, there is already a 360 millimeter radiator in this one. It's not included, just to make that sure. But as you can see, it can accommodate a 360 millimeter radiator. This is the MEG Core Liquid 360R in there. The regular sized ATX motherboard, so this is the Ace, which is a normal sized. If you have, for example, Godlike, that's an extended ATX one. On the very bottom, you can see there is...
Okay, watch out a little bit, because each time the webcam is...
Yeah, and I'm also on the side of the table. It's a little bit tricky. This is the PSU cover. You got the drive base underneath. Here on top, you can also put an additional SSD. Got a small window where you can see what PSU you have, but you don't have all the cable mess where you can see it. So we have the 110R version right here. So this one has the tempered glass front, but around here you can see there is still clearance for airflow. Also, if we turn it to the side a little bit, there's also airflow from the side. And the triangles on the front are now open on both the top and the bottom part, so it can also grab some fresh air from there.
So this one has an improved airflow over the previous one.
Yeah.
And also there are 3 fans behind it, so they suck in the air.
Yeah. So these also, they come included actually in with this case. 3 fans in the front. All of them are addressable RGB fans, also an addressable RGB fan at the back. So it already comes with 4 addressable RGB fans out of the box. Right now, there is a 360 millimeter radiator in there. And on top, you can also accommodate a 240 millimeter radiator, and that's a bit dependent, for example, on the length of your graphics card. In this situation, we're using a graphics card with the twin Frozr cooling solution. That one has 2 fans, and it can still fit fine with the 360 millimeter radiator at the front. But for example, if you have the tri-Frozr card, so with 3 fans, like this one, there you will see that there is not enough space when you put in a radiator in the front. So you can still use it with all-in-one water cooling, but then you will have to put it in top of the case. And then you're limited to maximum of 240 millimeter.
But this VJ card is quite a beast.
Yeah, this is extremely large.
Yeah. But I think that's important when you pick out a case. Well, actually, when you build a PC, you need to make sure you already know what kind of components you want to put in and where you want to position them. Because in the end, it needs to be fit.
Yeah, definitely. So always take a close look before you purchase anything that might be incompatible. So if you're going for the largest graphics card, make sure that you use, for example, a radiator that can be positioned in the top. So maybe let's boot it up because it's a build anyway, so then we can also see some lights.
Without screen.
Shall I dim the lights a little bit so people can actually see something?
Oh yeah. I can also do that here.
I hope my cable is long enough. So I'll move this a little bit. So usually you can see this better, but here are the 3 RGB fans. Right now there is of course a radiator on top. So
is this okay or should I put it on?
No, it's fine, it's fine. So it's a bit hard to see from an angle, but here you can, let me put it right up front. So that's what it looks like.
Can you show the front as well?
Yeah, this is the front. So this is the tempered glass front.
Oh yeah,
this is the closed
are you in
one.
the detailed cam? I didn't know.
Yeah, yeah. And now I need a little light so I can see the top because there is also a button on, oh thank you. There is a button on top where you can switch the mode of the RGB lighting.
Switch off again?
Yeah, sure. So you can cycle through a lot of different presets. And they're really a lot.
No green, no green.
Yeah, green is a little bit tricky with the chroma keying that we're using and with the rainbow effect. Also, if you connect it to your motherboard and you want to have it synchronized with your motherboard, make sure to connect the addressable RGB hub from the case to the JRainbow header on your motherboard, and then simply push the LED button on top and you hold it. It will flash and then it will sync up with your motherboard. In this situation it was synced, but...
So you read the manual?
I definitely did. Yeah, so you can control it separately with the button, but you can also control it through your Mystic Light software in Dragon Center.
You should have some remote control for these lights.
Yeah, it would make it a little bit easier. I see a question, can you compare it with the MAG Pylon? Yeah, the MAG Pylon was a lot of tempered glass, I believe. You did a live stream or video about that, right, Eric?
Pylon, that's a long time ago.
It's a long time ago.
That's a long time ago.
But for example, this is a little bit more future-proof. I also see a question about USB Type-C on the front panel. So let's maybe turn it towards the front panel. So you can see you have a mic.
So the first button you skip, that's the RGB button.
This is the LED button I just demonstrated right here. Then you have the headset connector, so microphone and headphones. Then you have 2 USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type A ports. So that's the 5 gigabit per second. Then there is a Type C front connector. That one can also support Gen 2, so that's up to 10 gigabit per second. Then there is the status LED. You have a reset button and the power button. Mr. Funklicks asking how large is the gap near 2 front panels? I would say like a centimeter approximately. I can show you up front. So maybe let me see what I have for scale. Screwdriver for scale. Thickness of a screwdriver.
Depends.
So yeah. I hope that kind of answers your question. I cannot measure it exactly right here, but...
Is the 100M on sales yet? I think all these models...
These are the 110 models, the Gungnir.
Yeah. So the previous models, they are on sales already, and these should also be available already in most countries.
Yeah, but the M version, that one, there is no 100M. There is a 110M.
Maybe we go back here.
And that one should be readily available in most regions.
Can you move a little bit, Michiel?
Sorry?
Yeah, your chair.
Ah.
The R.
So yeah, that one should be available in most regions. Can you see it?
Yeah, right, yeah, like this, yeah.
So yeah, you should already be able to buy the Gungnir 110 series. If it's not available yet, check with your local retailer because then it should be available quite soon. It is always a bit different per region. when it arrives, but it is on the market already. If you want to see more about this case and also the building process in this case, make sure to check out our previous live stream.
Rodrigo tried to push his LED button, but instead he's restarting his PC.
Happens.
Yeah.
Make sure to use the right button. You can quite properly see it on this one. The power button is quite a bit bigger than the LED button. Can I control the fans with my motherboard? Yes, you can, definitely. Make sure, of course, also if you want to control the fan speed, for example, that you also use the fan headers on your motherboard, and then you can definitely also control your fans through your motherboard. They're all PWM fans.
I think also important to mention is this one has Type-C, and Type-C, you find it on more and more motherboards, I believe. Most, if not all, our B550 have a front Type-C?
All the B550 MSI motherboards indeed have Type-C
connector. And Z490 also, most of them?
Well,
Z490...
Yes, maybe also all of them.
Yeah, Z490, all of them, but if you look to the entry-level chipset, like...
Let me show it up close what it looks like. So what you have to look for in a motherboard if you want to use front Type-C, then you will need this header right here.
Ooh, what model is that?
Ooh, it's a new model. A little bit of a teaser. So probably you have not seen this before. Probably you haven't seen the name either.
I think it didn't launch yet.
No, it didn't, but it will be available soon. And later on I will also talk about it a little bit more and explain a little bit more about it. So you're probably familiar with this front connector. So this is the regular USB 3 connector. And this is the new
That's like the Type A connector.
Yeah, this is the one you use for your Type A ports.
And that is for two Type A?
This is for two Type A connectors.
Yeah.
And this is for one Type-C connector.
Yeah.
So if your case has Type-C on the front, make sure to get a motherboard that also has this connector on it.
Yeah.
And if you're interested in this specific board, later on, way more details about this. I see some people talking about the price. Later on, we'll also talk about the price of all new cases. So
Do you already know the pricing?
Yes, for this model, the pricing is already known. This is already on the market as well. So any more questions?
So what is the pricing for these models?
I don't know from the top of my head, but later on I will show them on screen, and I will also show an overview with the different models that we will go through today. Because the prices also differ a little bit through US dollar and euro, with and without the VAT. So it depends a bit where you are, which one you should look at. I see a language I cannot understand, something with join giveaway. Talking about the giveaway, maybe it's nice to draw our first winner.
Yes, I will do that.
So if you haven't participated yet, go to msi.com/2/insider. Once every 6 minutes, the bot will also put a direct link to Gleam in chat, at least on YouTube and Twitch.
It's always funny, before we start, there are already people joining the giveaway.
Where did they find the link? I think it was the bot already spamming it in the chat, maybe.
Yeah.
So they're fashionably early. So our first winner of today, so it's a $20 Steam wallet code, is Misfit. Congratulations. Keep your eye out on your mailbox. We will email it to you in the coming days. So then you can expect your $20 Steam wallet code. Congratulations. If you haven't participated yet, make sure to do so. I see some people already spotted the name of the motherboard, which is indeed written on there.
Later more about that.
Yeah. So let's take a little bit of an overview of the Gungnir 110R.
Yeah, this was also a question about the dust filters.
Yes.
But actually the question was, does it have dust filters on the power supply, on the PSU? That depends on what PSU you put in to it, because...
Well, let's see if the case itself has. I'm not sure actually on the
because
PSU.
Because these models don't have a...
Yes, it has a dust filter on the PSU as well. Let me show you up front. There is a PSU.
Oh, you mean on the bottom, like that? Ah, close-up cam, yes.
So there's a dust filter right here. And that's where the PSU fan is located.
But that question was already like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, sorry for being a little bit late. But yes, it has a dust filter also for the PSU. It has a dust filter at the front, also has a magnetic dust filter at the top, so you can easily take it off, clean it as well. And to make sure your PC is not full of dust, of course. So tempered glass side panel. If you have the R model, you will also have tempered glass on the front. So that's like half of the front panel will be made from tempered glass. The other one is a regular panel. So that's the Gungnir 110R. If you want to know more about this and also how it is when building inside one of these cases, a couple of weeks ago we did a live stream where we built a PC for both streaming and gaming. That one was done by Peter and Ja. I was on a holiday myself, but I believe they made a very nice...
you hope.
Yeah, I hope they built a very nice PC based on a very new 3800 XT CPU from AMD, 3rd gen Ryzen CPU, with the MPG B550 gaming carbon Wi-Fi motherboard. So make sure to check it out. There you can see all the ins and outs of this case, how it basically works, everything when you want to build in it. So yeah, make sure to check it out, and then I think we can continue to the next case. Oh, good one. Almost forgot the radiator support for the people who want water cooling. Here we have an overview. At the front, like I told you, you can put 360mm radiator, at the top 240. So depending on the clearance you need for the graphics card, you might need to take a good look at this. Fan support at the front. You can either use two 140mm or three 120mm fans. Three 120mm ones are included. At the back also a 120mm fan.
Can I take out the dust filter in the front without taking out the front panel? Question from Christopher on YouTube.
I don't believe so. I think you have to remove the front panel, but it's not extremely hard.
Yeah, that's quite easy.
Yeah. So yeah, shouldn't be too much of an issue. Does MSI have a 140mm fan? Yes, we do have 140mm fans. Later on you will also see them in this live stream. But in this particular case, it comes with 4 120mm addressable RGB fans.
Yeah, 4 means 3 in the front, 1 in the back.
If you want to replace them by 140mm fans, please note that you can only put 2 fans at the front, and additionally 2 at the top. But when you use 120mm, you can have 3 in the front. And here we also have a spec overview, so you can use an ATX, a micro ATX, or a mini ITX motherboard. Usually,
a question: can this fit eATX, so extended ETX? Extended ATX.
You might be able to fit it, but you don't have dedicated screwing holes for it. So it might fit, but it's not officially supported, so that's important to note.
I mean, if we didn't test it or certify it, and the screw holes are not there, better buy a case which fits eATX.
Yeah, and if you want an eATX motherboard, in a couple of minutes we will show you another case that does support extended ATX by itself. So I would definitely recommend it. But if for some reason you really prefer the looks of this case, it might fit. But it's not guaranteed, so just to be sure. So we talked about the front panel, 2 Type A connectors, 1 Type C connector, headset connectors. You have the LED switch, power and reset button. Graphics card support up to 340mm. And please note that this is when you don't have a radiator installed at the front. If you're going to install a radiator at the front, you will of course use up some of the space you would otherwise have for your graphics card. So please note that. For CPU cooler, you can use up to a height of 170mm. So even a relatively big tower style CPU cooler will fit without any issues. Power supply, just a regular ATX power supply up to a length of 250mm when you remove the HDD drive bay, so you can also use a pretty long one. But with most common ATX power supplies, you can of course use the 3.5 inch base as well. And of course the 6-port addressable RGB hub is included in the case, and you can use this to connect it to your motherboard to synchronize your RGB lighting. And with this hub, you can also use several addressable RGB components while still using only one addressable RGB connector on your motherboard.
I see somebody, John is saying, I recommend what is saying? Noctua, no problem at all. You need to go with the brand or with the type of fan you're most, Yeah, you can easily replace them with whatever fan you like best. Also, for example, if you
want to use a radiator at the front and you still want to use a pretty long graphics card, you can also, for example, use low profile fans, stuff like that. As long as they're either 120 or 140 millimeter, it's fine. Let me see.
The Gungnir 110R says the fans are 8 RGB, and the specs on Gungnir 110 says the fans are auto RGB. What is the difference?
They both should be a regular addressable RGB fan in both situations. The difference between the M and the R is that the R comes with 4 addressable RGB fans, so 3 at the front, 1 at the back, whereas the M only comes with 3 addressable RGB fans only at the front and a regular fan in the back.
Okay.
Sufjan's asking, what's the specific name of the 140mm fan from MSI? I don't believe we sell this one separately at this point.
No.
Might be in the future, but not at this point.
No, indeed.
I see Philip commenting, you can fit the RTX 2070 Super Gaming X Trio, but you can't have a radiator on the front side. No, indeed, if you're going for the Trio version, then you will need to put the radiator in the top of the case, so maximum of 240 millimeters. But if you have the Gaming X, so not the Trio, but the dual fan, that's actually the one that is installed in here right now. And then you can fit both a 360 millimeter radiator at the front and the graphics card. And this is also a pretty long graphics card. Okay, so let's continue with the next case, and that's our Sekira series. So we already had a couple of Sekira models in our range, and they're all the Sekira 500 models. That's currently our most high-end case in our lineup. There are 3 different models at this point. So we have the MPG Sekira 500p, so that's the pure one. It comes with a fully closed front, in black with some silver accents. Then there is the 500G. That one also has the full black front, but then has golden accents. So that's, for example, a very nice fit with our Ace motherboard, but also with our Lightning graphics card that also have those golden accents. And then there is the MPG Sekira 500X. And this one is really nice. If you're into RGB, it has a nice RGB bar at the front, but you also have 3 200mm RGB fans, so that's really big. 2 at the top, 1 at the front, and you have also an addressable RGB fan at the back. I actually have one of these Sekira models right here, the 500X, and this one is large and heavy, but let me grab it for you real quick. So this is a lot of tempered glass in this case. And that's because it has 2 tempered glass doors. So let me open them both up. Okay, maybe show it up close. Then you can see. So these are both tempered glass doors, basically. And then here in front you have tempered glass. And if I close them and flip this over, you can already see that there is even more tempered glass on top. And this is where you will also find 2 addressable RGB 200mm fans. So yeah, this is a pretty big case, and this, for example, also offers space for an extended ATX motherboard. We did a build in this, so you still see some cables hanging around. You also see that this one, for example, also has the Type C connector right here. It has 4 Type A connectors at the top, so you have two of these. So also, if you want to use all front connectors of this case, then you will need to make sure that your motherboard also has 2 of these front connectors. Now let's switch it over to the other side. How am I going to do this best? Let's just take it off. I made a little of a cable mess, I see. But here you have space for more SSDs, hard drives. Here you have the RGB hub, so you can connect all your RGB components. And let's take a closer look at the front panel as well. And this is a large and heavy case. I'm used to ITX myself, so this is pretty intense. On top of the case, you will have the power button, you have the LED button, there you have the status LED, headset connectors, then you have 4 Type A connectors. So these are USB 3.2 Gen 1 connectors, 5 gigabit per second, and here you have the Gen 2 Type C connector. So make sure you have the right headers if you want to use all these front connectors. So let's move
Technoblaze on Twitch saying, what about using sensitive smart glass or just lightning and the fan speed? Yeah, that would be amazing. I already saw some prototype of, one moment, Giel. So I already saw a prototype of something like this, where they put in like a screen, like a notebook screen in the side panel. I think one vendor, I'm not sure which one, is putting they're selling complete PCs. It's a system builder from the US. I think it's called Snowflake or something. Anyway, they can in the side panel they can put all kind of information, and touchscreen in it would be a small step, but of course cost. And also you need to, I mean, where did you put your PC? On the ground, below your desk, or on top of your desk? So all things you need to consider.
Let's take a look at our latest version of the Sekira. That's the Sekira 100 series. And this one actually is launched this week, so it might not be available in your region yet. For certain regions it can take a while, but in approximately a month time you should be able to get it in your region as well. There are 2 models right now in the Sekira 100 series. So it's the MPG Sekira 100P, so the pure version with the full black side panel, and then there's the MPG Sekira 100R
Snowflake
with the tempered glass at the front with the RGB bar, and where you can also see the addressable RGB fans at the front.
Question from Merrick, how is the air going to vent on top of that with the fans? He's talking about the previous model, the 500.
Let me just grab it back real quick. Then I can show you.
It's big and heavy.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you can see it in the close-up.
Maybe upside down?
Yeah, I need to put it like this maybe. This is all mesh. So it can take, this is quite thick, and it can take all the air. It's on both sides actually. Let me see, maybe where you can see it in the main cam a little bit better.
Yeah.
Right here, this is basically one big mesh bar.
Yeah.
And that's on both sides. So it can drag the air in on these sides, and here it can throw, in this situation it's also intake. But of course you can switch this around. So if you want to have this as outtake, you can of course do that as well. It's dependent on what your setup looks like and what you prefer to use. Oh, I see something I like. Mike and Eric are the best insider duo. Thank you. We appreciate it. And eat your heart out, Ja and Peter.
Yeah. They'll be pissed tomorrow. Maybe they already are now. But that's good.
I see another question. Is it Milan 4 or 5? I still have the 4, the old one.
Yeah,
you also
same
have
here.
a 4, right, Eric?
Yep.
Yep.
But it's quite funny because normally during our lunch breaks we go out for walking, and we both walk together the same round, and then I don't want to say double the steps.
You always have more steps.
Way more steps.
So either the step tracking is not completely accurate, or you just take very small steps.
He knows how I look. He knows I need more steps, so he's giving me a good feeling. How much is the 500X? Do you know pricing of Sekira?
I'm not sure, but it is already available. And I don't know the price at this specific point, but you can already find it. So you should be able to find online what the price at this point already is. And this will of course depend on the specific retailer, on the region, so make sure to check it out. So here we have the Sekira 500X, and the new one is the Sekira 100 series. So maybe let's take a look at them side by side. So we can see that it's quite a difference.
Mini-me.
Yeah. So this is the MPG Sekira 100R. Yeah, I don't think this needs much explanation.
It's smaller.
It's a lot smaller. Yeah, as you could already see when I was struggling to pick this up, it's quite large and heavy. So if you go to LAN parties or stuff like that a lot, then it might not be the most convenient case. But if you still like the looks of it, then this is a very nice alternative. So the 100R, it is a lot smaller in size.
Maybe switch it on that you can see the RGB LED fan.
There is nothing in here, but I have a power supply where I can arrange some lighting with. So let me take this to the side again. So you mean from the new one, right, Eric?
Well, I was talking about the old one, but it doesn't matter.
I will use
in the end, it doesn't matter, right?
No, it works the same, basically. There we go. So let's first open this up, and this has got a very cool mechanism. Oh, you see, this is still on the side. Maybe let's peel this off. I know Ja always does this when he's doing a live stream. He's doing like the ASMR thing where he peels this off slowly. And apparently people appreciate this when they hear it. So I left it on for you guys, because I know we have some fans that like that. We also have that at the front. There we go. So this is also tempered glass, and this has got a very cool mechanism, so maybe we can show it in the main cam. I think that's easiest to show. There are two thumb screws right here at the back, and you can basically take, well, most of the case apart only using these thumb screws, because it's quite a nice mechanism. I really like it, at least. So,
maybe put it up a little bit that people can see.
Yeah, so this is the top panel, and that one was attached by these two thumb screws. So now you can take it off. But this also holds the side panels in place. So you just drag them upwards and you can take them off. So there's a regular side panel on one side, and then on this side there is the tempered glass side panel. And now it's basically open on all sides, so it's very easily accessible. You also see the removable magnetic dust filter right here. And this one can also support extended ATX. So if you have like a godlike or a high-end desktop platform creator motherboard, you can also accommodate it in this case. So even though it is not extremely large, you can accommodate an extended ATX motherboard in there. Right here you can also see the three 120mm addressable RGB fans. There is also one in the back. So I have a power
people
supply
really
here.
like when you peeled off the plastic.
Yeah, they liked it? Good.
Next time, shut up.
I will do the peel only then. We need like a close-up microphone as well. So
Oh, I forgot about this. Don't try this at home.
the peeling.
Yeah.
I've got some more to peel later on the stream, so if you really appreciate it, then I will do that one as well. And I will not speak through it, okay? So let's see the RGB lighting in here. So Eric, can you pull up the do not try this at home?
Oh, yeah. Why?
Because
we're not going to show what we did with the power supply.
Okay. We will just hide it. But still, do not try it at home. Always use a power supply in combination with a motherboard, not without one, okay?
Yeah. We short circuit something.
We didn't tell you that you can activate it without a motherboard.
And a paperclip. Oh.
No one heard that, okay?
I think everybody knows.
Yeah, I think, well, not everyone, but I think many people do.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a problem when you stick them in the wrong holes.
Yes, so that's why you actually shouldn't try it at home.
Nah.
It's not a good idea. Oh, that was the side panel. I don't have very much space right here. Okay, so let me show you as well what I do right here. Because here you have the addressable RGB hub.
Yeah. Maybe turn around a little bit. Yeah, like that.
And this one has a regular SATA power connector. So I'm going to connect this one. And then there is a small bag of accessories included in here. Let me just open that up. And in there you will find this cable. So I'm going to use this to connect all the front fans to a single connector. So I can attach all the fans to my power supply right here. It's hard when you're bending over the case. There we go. So let me turn this back around. Then right here you have the front fans. I will have the connectors at the back. So let me just quickly connect this. So for each fan, you have a separate connector. But with the cable that comes included in the box, you can combine it to
Mike,
a single connector. Yes.
Do you know you have Netflix?
No.
Oh.
You
know 100 or something?
What's
John Murphy. You look like him.
I do?
But actually he thinks you are John Murphy.
Maybe I am. I don't know. Could be. I see another reaction peeling ASMR.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, so let me hook this up to the power supply. So I will connect the fans at the front. Right.
John L is saying I'm always sticking things in the wrong holes.
Then definitely don't short circuit your power supply.
Do that only at home.
Yeah, definitely only do that at home. And the other fan connector here. And the SATA power connector. And if we're suddenly offline, then I didn't properly.
Well, we had it in the past
supply.
that we short circuit the power and then bye bye live stream.
Yeah, but I know which ones I should use, so it should work. See?
Our company is public. Somebody, Mr. PhoneClick, C Sharp, is asking why is your company not public? I would like to buy some stocks. MSI is listed on the Taiwan Stock Exchange, and I don't know the ticker, but it's something like it's a number.tw. That's how it works. I believe if you go to Google Finance, you can find MSI. In the past.
Just switching off some lights.
Yeah, okay. I can help with that as well. If you want. You want me to switch off this?
Yeah, sure.
Go to close-up cam, or?
Yeah, whichever one works. So here we also have the LED button. As you can see, there is no motherboard in it right now, but of course at home do this with the motherboard. Marco is asking, is XMP an overclock? I believe if you really look at it technically, yes. I would say yes, at least. What do you think, Eric?
I'm trying to...
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to poop myself. Why can people not see me?
Let me turn this to the front.
It's kind of strange.
That's what it looks like from the front.
You see?
This looks interesting.
But it's strange that it doesn't show on this.
White case asking, is there enough space for a 360 radiator on top? No. In the Sekira 100 there is not. In the 500X there is.
I'm going to switch on the lights.
So you will need a 500 series if you want to use the 360mm radiator at the top. In this situation you can use it at the front, but in the top you can get a maximum of 240mm. I see another question, is the white balance of this camera much better than the other one? Do you have auto white balance on or something, Eric?
Well, it's on. I think it's on automatic for the detailed cam.
I'm not sure.
This one?
Yeah.
I think it's automatic, but let's not
touch. See if you can lock that. That's probably better. then I might not look so pale.
You know how we're going to end up with this, right?
If we're going offline, it was Eric's fault.
No.
No, then it was, let me see, TD Kid. Because he started talking about the white balance. So if we're offline, it
is
was
this
you.
better? A little bit pinkish?
Yeah, a little bit pinkish.
Nah, let's just not touch that during our stream.
But what do you think, Eric? XMP, memory.
Yes.
Do you think it's overclocking or not?
No, it's yes, maybe.
You see, even we don't agree. I think it, personally, I think it is.
No, well, it is what is overclocking? I mean, you're running higher clock speeds, but actually it's validated for that from the factory. So in a VGA card, and the turbo speeds.
Depends a little bit if it's...
If you use boost speeds and turbo, is that overclocking?
If you use like techniques like precision boost overdrive, then I would say yes. A regular boost function, I would say no.
I would say, who cares? It's free performance.
That's true, but I'm not sure if, like, for example, if your processor dies and you RMA it, you go outside of specifications of your memory controller. So I'm not sure how that works.
But your CPU dies from memory overclocking? Small chance.
Small chance, indeed.
It's almost impossible, I would say.
Yeah, I think so too, but maybe they could say no to your warranty if you have used XMP. Could still be another reason that it died, but...
I don't think.
Yeah, it's a complicated one. I would say it is overclocking, but it's
safe overclocking.
It's extremely easy.
It's just another profile.
Very well validated as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I always use XMP. It's a very easy way to quickly get a lot more performance.
Mr. Phone Click C# says...
Marco is saying in some cases it ups the voltage. Yes, that is true. For example, from 1.2 to 1.35 volts you often see with XMP. So I'm curious, how are you liking the new, more compact Sekira 100 series?
I like it.
Yeah?
Oh, you're not asking me?
I was not asking you.
Yeah, okay.
But it's good that you like it as well.
Yeah, I like it,
curious
really.
what chat thinks.
But the case after that, the Creator 400. Oh, I can remove the do not try this at home?
Yes. At this point you can.
Cool.
We will need it again later, but... Ham slice, fair point. XMP requires you to manually enable it. It modifies voltage and frequency, which is overclocking. Yes, I agree with you. Morning is saying, is Intel blocking XMP use? No.
No.
Not on Z series.
Indeed.
On other chipsets, I believe you can use XMP, for example.
Officially, it's not supported.
No, but I think like on B460 you can use it, but it will be limited to the maximum official memory frequency your processor can support. So this is also an interesting one, because if you have an i9 or an i7 from the 10th generation, you have a higher officially supported memory frequency because you have 2933, whereas with, for example, an i3 or an i5, your native memory frequency is 2666. So if you use a B460, I believe if you use an i7 or an i9 and you enable XMP, then you will get 2933, even though your memory modules can do higher. But if you use an i3 or i5, then you will get 2666, for example.
Let me see a few things. Can you open the front panel? Can you remove it?
Yes, I can. Let me see.
This is not the breaking stuff part yet.
Not yet. I might break stuff, but it is not made to be that part yet.
But you can see it's easy removable.
Yeah. There we go. So you don't need any screws for this.
Next question is, can you stick your fan in the finger? Or can you stick your finger in the fan?
No, I cannot stick my fan in the finger.
Nah, nobody was asking
the finger in the
that.
fan, there is a very safe dust filter in front.
One moment.
I'm good.
This one.
You see? Completely safe because of the dust filter.
Can you remove the dust filter?
Yes. But then I'm not going to stick my finger there.
Nah, I was joking.
Here you can see it. You can easily just pull the front panel off. Here you see the tempered glass at the front. So yes, very easily removable.
Can you remove the dust filter,
And this is actually very interesting as well, because there is an RGB strip right here. but of course it needs to be illuminated, and there is no cable here. So there is a very smart connector that will go there. There are some pins here, and that's, yeah, now I'm electrifying myself. It's only 5 volts, so it's fine. But that's how the front panel gets its addressable RGB lighting. Yayat is asking, what are the specs of your streaming PC?
Whoa.
I know. That's it's based on the MAG Z390 Tomahawk motherboard with
Dual LAN.
dual LAN indeed.
Because we're using our external connection for the upstream and internal connection for the NDI capturing.
So
and most times it's not working.
It's working fine usually.
But after half an hour of
yeah, it's a bit of
around.
hassle sometimes.
Yeah.
But there's a Core i5, I believe 9600 processor in there, 6-core. And then there is an RTX 2070
Hey, it's on the screen.
Armor, I believe.
16 gig,
Was that right?
9600 i5.
It is a 9600, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is on a Z390 Tomahawk.
But let me check load. I think it's doing nothing. Well, CPU 60%.
Yeah, we have quite a lot open at this point. And we do the encoding on the GPU.
No.
Yes.
Do we?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I changed that.
Oh, to MVEC.
Yeah.
Ah.
We used to do it on the CPU. Nowadays we're doing it on the GPU. They've come quite a long way with encoding on GPUs. Quality is getting better and better. So yeah, you can take a lot of load off your CPU by using MVEC.
Roka68 is asking, is there a dust filter on the bottom?
Yes.
A giveaway, yeah, good point. I'm going to do a giveaway.
Let me show the bottom. Maybe it's a little bit hard to see, but let me show it up close. There is a dust filter there as well. Yeah. You can remove it if you want to. So if you haven't participated yet, go to msi.com/2/insider. Every 6 minutes on YouTube and Twitch, the bot will also put a direct link in chat. And our next winner for today is Loda. Congratulations. You also won a $20 Steam wallet code. Make sure to check your mailbox in the coming days because we will email it to you within the next couple of days. So make sure to buy something nice of it. And congratulations. If you haven't participated yet, please do so.
So this case, Sekira 100R is still not on our MSI.com product page. I think it will launch. It should have launched a few days ago.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the product page is already live.
No,
not 100% sure.
No, it's not live yet. I just checked.
Okay. It should be live soon.
Yeah, so probably in a couple of days you'll also see some press release and maybe some reviews. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Let me see. Do we have some opinions? Cool, amazing.
Always.
I see. Yeah, nice. Also, people who dislike it and what don't you like? Because feedback is always welcome. We're relatively new to the cases business, basically. So we're always trying to improve based on feedback.
What are the speeds set for the fans?
The speed, you can control it through your motherboard.
Yeah, in this case it's 100% because we just hooked it up to a power supply, so it's not controlled. Yeah, in the BIOS of your motherboard or your software on your system, you can control the fan speed. Most of the times it's automatically, so based on the temperatures of your CPU, it can speed up or slow down.
And you can tune this yourself, for example, in the BIOS.
I saw on the global MSI product page there is a MAG Vampiric 100. It's a new product? No. We already talked about that case in the beginning of this live stream. So later on YouTube, or maybe now already on YouTube, I'm not sure, you can go back there. Actually, no. Oh, sorry, we didn't talk about it. No, Vampiric is our live streaming PCs. And we only have one sample, one product for that one. So no, we didn't show it.
Yeah, we have the image. Let me go back quickly. If you pull it up now, the one on the very left is one of our Vampiric cases.
Indeed.
There are different models of this. You can find them on our website. Some of them look a little different. Some have RGB, others don't.
Why is there no white version and a mini ITX version? Well, mini ITX, that's maybe something we're looking into. Not maybe, we're looking into how to do that and what are the specs for that. But that's still far out. White version, we also looked into that, but that's such a niche market because of course you also want to have all your components inside the case white. And I think like 5 years ago that was really a thing. So most of the components like VGA card, memory, mainboard, you could find in white, but nowadays it's a little bit more difficult. That also has to do with, for example, if you have maybe you remember we had silver mainboards with a silver PCB and with a white PCB. The trace signal in those motherboards is not as good as in black PCBs. So that's why we stopped with it. Because overclocking, memory signals
memory frequencies, but nowadays also PCI Express Gen 4. It needs an extremely clear signal.
Yeah,
so,
and that is, it's not only from MSI, I believe, from other vendors. You also, most use black PCBs nowadays.
Yeah.
Or what we call coffee brown.
No, that's a different one.
Depends what kind of coffee you have.
No, but like we have like coffee brown PCBs on some motherboards. But like the motherboard we have right here, for example, that's really a black PCB. So there are two different things, two different colors. But this is black.
Yeah.
I see some questions about the giveaway. Dreamer was asking, where are you located, Dreamer? Because he couldn't participate.
I think we're not blocking anybody yet. I just saw somebody who I need to block. He knows who I'm talking about.
I see another question to chat. Do you guys prefer smaller or bigger cases? I'm also curious about that as well.
Yeah.
Because 500, the Sekira 500 is, for example, a relatively big case. The Sekira 100 is already a lot smaller, or maybe you prefer even smaller, like micro ATX or mini ITX. I see a question, is power cable management specific for MSI motherboards? What do you mean with power cable management?
This is the guy I want to block.
Who do you want to block?
Kansk. I know him. No, cable management is not specific for MSI motherboards, works with all motherboards and power supplies and fans.
Like your regular cable management, yes.
Yeah, should we?
Yeah.
Should you not play a game or something?
Okay, let's continue with our Sekira. Eric, can you pull up my overview?
Sure.
So this is a brief overview of the full case, in this case the MPG Sekira 100R. So please note that this is slightly different from what you will see on, for example, the 100P. On the top you have, of course, the ventilation, you have the magnetic dust filter there as well. On the front you will also have front USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type-C, in addition to 2 Type-A connectors. They are USB 3.2 Gen 1. You got your regular headset connector, you have your LED button, power and reset. The 500X, for example, has tempered glass on both sides. In this situation, it's only on the left side and the front panel. It's also, in this situation, not on the top side. It does come with the 6-port addressable RGB hub.
But this is for the 100R.
This is the 100R.
Yeah, so the RGB hub is not included in the other one model?
No, I believe not.
Yeah.
It also, that model doesn't come with addressable RGB fans, for example, where this model does. And the front is, of course, quite different, because in this situation you have tempered glass at the front. You don't have that on the 100P. So when we take a look at the fan support and the radiator support, this is quite similar to the Gungnir 110R. So at the front you can position a 360mm radiator or three 120mm fans that come included in the box in this situation. At the top you can put either two 120 or two 140mm fans. You can also use up to 240mm radiator here. If you're going to use a very large graphics card, make sure to put your radiator on top. Otherwise, you might get a little bit of clearance issues because the radiator will use up some space from your graphics card. By default, it comes with 3 120mm fans at the front. If you want to, you can replace them by 2 140mm, for example. How many CFM of air are the filters limited? I don't know that from top of my head. I don't think that much. It looks like pretty good mesh. So, of course, filters always have some influence on it. You can, of course, remove them, but it should be very minor influence. So it shouldn't give you way worse temps than if you use dust filters. Will this case support my X299 Gaming Pro Carbon and MSI 1080 Ti? Yes, definitely, no problem.
Just compatible with an ATX model?
Yes, yeah. FGX Ravens asking MSI, do you plan in the future to make an ATX case with a similar look to the Nightblade MI3? I love the front of that case.
No. No, we had a lot of discussion internally. We have our full, I always call it full system.
Yeah, like the pre-built system.
The gaming desktops, which indeed is a pre-built system, so complete with Windows installed, CPU, etc. And we have our cases, and we have a lot of people asking us, hey, can you sell those pre-built systems as a case? First of all, they're custom made, so yes, there is a standard mainboard in it, but yeah, cable management, etc. is not that easy to do.
These cases, they're basically built that you can use a lot of different types of components and still do very easy cable management. A pre-built system is specifically made for the components that will be used in them.
Yes.
Because of course...
So airflow, temperature control, everything is made that it works with the components inside. Exactly.
So if you want to have like a more universally compatible case, then you will need something different than simply selling basically an empty pre-built system case.
Yeah.
And the cooling solutions are very nice in most pre-built systems, but they might not be well compatible with all components. Whereas like a case like the Sekira, for example, is really made to fit all those standards that you will find in the market for motherboards, graphics cards, etc.
We only have to fine-tune that for one particular mainboard, and if we notice, for example, temperature in one area gets hot, we can put some extra cooling components on there. So, yeah, it's custom, a custom built. No, it's I should not say custom built PC. It's a custom built factory PC.
Yep. So here you see the spec overview. So you can accommodate extended ATX, ATX, micro ATX, or mini ITX in here.
Clone PC.
Dimensions are relatively small when you compare it to the Sekira 500. We just saw them side by side. So in this situation, it's in centimeters, it's 42 by 21.5 by 47.5. Or 42 by 21.5 by 47.5 centimeters. At the front you have, or at the top I should say, 2 type A connectors, 1 type C connector. Make sure your motherboard can support these connectors if you want to use all these connectors at the top. So make sure to check it on your motherboard before you go for a certain combination. You can use 2 SSDs in here, 2 2.5 inch or 3.5 inch drives. Graphics cards up to 340mm, but that's when you're not using a radiator at the front, because that will take up a little bit of space from your VGA. CPU cooler support up to 170mm, regular ATX power supply, cooling we just talked about, and the radiators as well. And it comes in a situation of the Sekira 100R with the 6-port addressable RGB hub.
Question from Tech Earth on YouTube. Michiel, what is your designation in MSI?
Like my function within MSI, I am
You're not doing anything. You're on the payroll.
Being lazy. I get paid by MSI and I
play games from time to time on a live stream.
No, just kidding. I'm responsible for
just kidding.
Our motherboard and cases business within our European product marketing department.
Yeah, and so product marketing basically means giving feedback about our products to HQ, but also helping with launching the product. So sometimes writing a press release, working on the product page. Yeah. We're doing also some reseller videos, so some YouTube videos.
Some communication between our headquarters, the technical people, and the local offices in different countries.
Yeah. Just to make sure that the local sales and marketing people have everything, all the materials on time. So the product photos.
Sometimes also internal training, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's what we do. And I specifically do that for motherboards, cases, and now also all-in-one liquid cooling. That's why most of the time, if it's about these topics, you will see me in the stream. If it's, for example, about graphics cards or gaming gear, you're very likely to see Peter there. And if it's about monitors or full desktop systems, then you're very likely to see Ja.
They want your job.
And Eric is just to fill up the stream because...
To fill up the space.
Yeah, indeed. He's not specialized in anything, he's just here. We get paid to make him sit here.
When I was going to deport Eric to Sweden, actually they asked us, somebody from our team, to go to Sweden for some new game launch. Cannot go in details. But I checked on the map and it's not safe to go to Sweden, so we will stay away.
Now, yeah, the Dutch government basically...
I think they opened up right now.
It's like, I think it's like Code Orange or something they call it for Sweden. Because of the COVID rules there, they're quite experimental, maybe is the right word. But that also means that if we as a Dutch citizen travel to Sweden, we're not insured. Our health insurance is not valid. So yeah, it's a big risk if you go there now. If you get, for example, COVID, or if anything else happens, if there is Code Orange, as they call it, we're not insured. So we're not going to Sweden at this point. So no, we're not going to deport Eric to Sweden just yet. Maybe when the COVID is over, then we'll try to... Yeah, it will be hard to get him accepted into Sweden. But let me just remove this from the desk. Disconnect anything.
So maybe I will do another giveaway?
Yeah, good idea. So if you haven't participated yet, go to msi.com/2/insider, or just click on the direct link that the bot spams in the chat on YouTube and Twitch every 6 minutes.
So the next winner is OPIC.
Congratulations, you also won a $20 Steam wallet code. It will be emailed to you in the coming days.
Pick me.
So let me put this together so I don't get too many side panels everywhere.
Do we need to get a separate cooling system for this case? Well, this works with a regular air cooling. So if you have a CPU fan you put on your CPU, it works. But nowadays, water cooling is getting more and more important. Interesting, I would say. And also
more popular.
Yeah, popular. Indeed, because a lot of the systems, they use higher boost speeds, have more cores. So this also means the better you cool them, the higher clock frequencies, or in other words, more performance you get out of it. So that's also why now it's interesting to invest a little bit more money in water cooling setup, depending on what kind of CPU you have, of course, and what you want to achieve with it.
And that's especially the case, for example, with techniques like Precision Boost Overdrive that AMD uses. It's basically like an automatic overclocking feature, but it can get quite a lot of extra performance out of your CPU if your cooling is sufficient, because it will be, how high it clocks will partly be based on your cooling, but also what your motherboard can do. So definitely, if you want to use techniques like those, it is very much worth it to invest in better cooling. Let me see where I have some space to put this case.
Please sponsor me a PC. Well, from time to time we have some hardware giveaways. So make sure you... I'm not sure when we have the next one. But yeah, make sure to check in then.
So we have now seen the 100R. But if you're not that much into a lot of RGB and you like a more neutral style case, here we also have the 100p. So this is also Sekira 100. So
I didn't know we had that one.
Yes, we do.
Can you maybe show them side by side?
Yeah, sure. Oh, I put the other one there. So the main difference is the more neutral outlook of the 100p when comparing it to the 100R. There you go. So here you will see tempered glass right here. This is the RGB bar. You will see the RGB fans behind this as well. This comes with regular fans in the front and in the back, so they're black fans. It has a tempered glass side panel, so you can still look in there, and of course you can use RGB stuff in there as well. But the front is way more neutral, I would say.
Yeah. So on the front you also don't see an RGB fan?
No.
So no tempered glass?
And it's slightly cheaper, as you will see later on as well.
Okay. Slightly like 10, 20?
Yeah, something like that, 10 or 20. I don't know from the top of my head, but in that range. So it will be a little bit more affordable because it doesn't have RGB. Oh, and do you know what's on the side?
Glass? Oh, so now, shut up.
Okay. I will be silent, okay? Enjoy, everyone. Better?
Yeah.
Very shiny, no fingerprint.
I think we can do that like maybe a dedicated live stream removing protection covers from
like
stuff.
For 2.5 hours.
we will send somebody with a webcam to a factory in China.
Jamie is asking, do you have any plans of modular cases? Like in what sense modular? Because you can interpret that in many different ways. Says Live saying, please sponsor me. If you're very good at either gaming or streaming or YouTubing, that might definitely be an option. But usually we will notice you. ASMR peel, yes. Y2K is saying you can get more performance than the more RGB you use. Definitely, RGB equals frame rate. So
yeah,
more RGB,
always.
higher frame
RGB
rate.
makes things faster.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
So we talked a lot about cases, but maybe it's time for a nice intermezzo. We've already teased it a couple of times. But let's take a look at our new motherboard. And that is the MAG B460 Torpedo motherboard. There we go. So this is an ATX motherboard. So perfectly suitable for all cases shown today.
Also not announced yet, right?
Not announced yet.
So
you're the first ones to see this?
Is it the working motherboard?
I believe this is a fully working one. Sometimes we have those Frankenstein samples, the very early engineering samples.
So no soldered cables on the back on this one?
No. No blue headers, nothing.
Yeah.
So it looks...
fresh from the factory.
Yeah.
When will this model launch, do you know?
I believe in the next month.
Okay. Like September next month?
Yeah, maybe it's still August. I'm not 100% sure yet. No, but also depend on the region when it will be available exactly.
Yeah. So this is which chipset?
You saw it first.
B460.
B460 Torpedo.
So what's special about this model?
It comes with a strong power design, so it's a 12-phase power design with extended heatsink cooling. Also nice cooling here at the front. It has two turbo M.2 slots, one with M.2 shield frozzer as well. If we look right here on the I/O. It has an ALC 1200 audio codec. It also comes with the optical SPDIF output. It comes with both HDMI and DisplayPort.
B460, so Intel. Yeah.
Yes, this is indeed a LGA 1200 motherboard, made for the 10th gen Intel Core processors. Comes with 6 SATA connectors. It also comes with the front Type A connector, but also the Type C connector. So that's important to keep in mind when you get one of those newer cases with those Type C connectors. It also has 4 RGB headers actually. There's one, well, there are actually 2 right here at the bottom. So one is a regular RGB header and the other one is a J-Rainbow header. So the addressable one, and here at the top.
A little bit, you don't have to come that close. I fixed the focus.
And here there's also 2 RGB headers, also 1 regular RGB and 1 J rainbow. So 1 addressable and 1 not addressable.
PCI Express Gen 4 support?
No. This is PCI Express Gen 3. What it does have, however,
unofficially?
Sorry?
Unofficial Gen 4 support in the future somewhere?
No. Not expected, at least. It's not prepared for Gen 4.
That's
so this
my
is
question. So most of the Z490 mainboards are prepared for Gen 4, but this B460 not?
No. That means, for example, there are no Gen 4 switches, no Gen 4 drivers.
That
also makes it more affordable.
Yeah, indeed. Because that's what this mainboard is aimed for.
Yeah, this is not will not. I don't have the exact pricing yet, but it will not be like Z series pricing where you will find the Gen 4 switches and. So yeah, it is more affordable, but it's not prepared for PCI Express Gen 4. What else is nice is the LAN connector. It's 2.5 gigabit LAN, based on the Realtek RTL 8125B network controller. So maybe we could show an overview.
Yeah, I saw you reading already, so I was like, do you know this already? Here it is.
Yeah. So a quick overview of the new MAG B460 Torpedo.
Yeah. So again, front Type-C.
Mr. Mesterdox is saying I'm missing the built-in I/O shield. Indeed, this one does not have the integrated I/O shield. It comes with this separate I/O shield. Of course, has to do with price. It's a more affordable model. So yeah, then you have to make choices what you can include in terms of features and what you cannot.
No price for this model?
No, I don't know the exact price yet.
So probably in 2 months' time we have a new motherboard. B460 Torpedo.
You might see it in action with the price.
Yeah.
But you can expect it to be more on the affordable side.
Yes.
If you need more features like dual LAN, but also like, for example, the integrated I/O shield, then you can, for example, look at the MAG B460 Tomahawk. This will be like a slightly more affordable version, basically, of Tomahawk. So it depends on what kind of features you need, what kind of features you want. But then you already know also in what price range you can expect this motherboard.
Yeah. Any plans for a water-cooled motherboard for X570? No.
No. Socket LJ1200. So it's made for the 10th gen Intel Core processors. Comet Lake S.
This B460 Torpedo, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
So that's basically the 2 new game cases, right?
Yeah. There are 2 new series. They're essentially 4 cases.
Oh, yeah.
So there are 2 Gungnir 110 models and there are 2 new Sekira 100 models.
Yeah.
So 4 new cases in total, 2 new series.
Because the next case I really like.
And the next case is something completely different from what we've done so far, because we've had several gaming cases. But as you might be aware of, we also have many content creation products nowadays, also content creation motherboards. And with a nice content creation motherboard, you need a nice content creation case, right? So we have the Creator 400M. And this is really targeted at those content creators. So it's made for powerful hardware. It's made to be very silent, but also easy upgradability. So if there's new hardware, if you can stick in more memory easily, etc., so you can easily upgrade everything, you can easily reach everything. It's quite big, so you can also for cable management, it's quite easy. And this also supports extended ATX motherboards, and especially for content creators, this is important because often content creators use the high-end desktop platform, and there, for example, you will have 8 memory slots because you can support quad-channel memory with 2 DIMMs per channel, so you can have 8 memory modules in total. But of course, that takes up quite a bit of space. So if you want to add a lot of features to that, then you will need more space in your PCB. I, for example, have one of our content creation motherboards right here. This is the Creator TRX40.
I was like, are we going to show the case? But okay.
No, first the motherboard. So this is the Creator TRX 40. So this is, for example, an extended ATX motherboard.
How many cores? 32, 64?
Sorry, how many?
The CPU?
The CPU on there right now. I'm not sure if you can read it, but it's the Ryzen Threadripper 37, or let me see, yeah, 3970X. So that's the 24 core, I believe.
Yeah.
So there is an even more powerful one, of course, Ryzen Threadripper.
So but this is extended ETX motherboard.
No, let me. Sorry, this is an extended ATX, yes. No, this is not the 32 core.
Which model?
The 3970X.
3970X. I just do Google. Yes, it's AMD CPU.
Yeah, but it's no. Yeah, it is an AMD.
Yeah.
But this is the 32 core, I believe.
It is 32 core, yeah.
Yeah, because then you have the 3990X, and that's the 64 core. And I believe the 3960X is the 24 core, if I'm correct. So yeah, this is an extended ATX, and if we compare this, for example, to the ATX Torpedo we just saw, let me put them on top of each other. You can see the difference in width. So it's clearly a bit wider, and you need a little bit more space in your case for that as well.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, we already had a discussion, does it fit in the case? Well, technically it does, but we don't advise you to do, because you need the screw holes that is tightened, it's screwed in very well, because you don't want to have a moving mainboard with all electricity flying around. And
another important thing is that you will probably block your cable management holes because your motherboard is wider.
Yeah,
because the cable management holes, they are made for a regular ATX motherboard. So even though it might work, we would not advise it, and it's not tested, not verified, etc. Green Meanie is saying that's a fat VRM heatsink. Yes, it is. It is a very big VRM heatsink. So extended heatsink, fully metal right here, and here the fin stack heatsink.
But it's something what you put in the Creator 400M, right? Yeah. So it's for content creators.
And with a heat pipe in between as well. Yeah, this is really a motherboard for content creators, and a motherboard like this is a perfect fit for the Creator 400M case. So let me put this aside and let's take a look at the case so we can do some ASMR peeling again. Because we have more.
Did MSI sell M.2 cooler blocks that match the mainboard? No, we didn't sell them separately, but we have them, and normally they're on the mainboard and sold with the mainboard together with the mainboard. I should say motherboard, not mainboard, right?
I always say motherboard, but some people say mainboard, so
yeah.
it's a bit dependent on who you ask usually. So here you see it up front, so it's a relatively large case. Let me grab the Sekira 100 to compare it to. It's a little bit larger. So if you see them side by side, it's a little bit higher, but also a little bit wider. Also has to do with the cooling you can put in here. We'll go more into that later. Let's first take a little bit of a look at the feature set. So maybe if you can pull up the slide, because this is targeted at content creators, and often they really appreciate a silent PC. So there is a lot of clever technology to make it more silent within this case already. One of them is the bonded soundproof cotton in there. So this is something you will find on the panels. Let me quickly open it up. And this also means that the panels, they are relatively thick and heavy compared to a regular.
So you didn't open this one up yet, right?
No, that's why I needed a screwdriver. Because
well, not only that, I'm surprised if you can know how to open this one.
Yeah.
Because it took me and Ruud some, okay, shit.
It was not too hard, right?
Yeah, no. I think he told you.
No, it's like quite a clever mechanism. Maybe we can show it up close. Right here, you can see it. You basically put it in like a door almost. So you shove it in the side, and then you can click it on the side. So it's very easy to open it up.
You know, I was banging on the side to get it open. You know how we normally do with a case, right?
Don't break my samples, please.
Yeah, sorry.
So this is the cotton fabric that you will have on the inside of the case.
Let me see.
So this is all fiber, and this dampens the sound.
I don't care your opinion.
Also, if you knock on
that's
it, you don't hear the...
But don't spam.
Let me see if I have a regular metal side panel somewhere here.
Fixed. Thanks. Alexandras, thank you.
So here we have like a regular metal side panel. If you knock this, you hear a metal sound, right? This is just relatively thin metal. It will block out some sound, but not as much as when you have fabric here as well. Because if you knock this, it sounds completely different already. This is also way thicker, way heavier. And that's all to block out the sound.
It's quite heavy, I was surprised.
Yes, it's really heavy for a side panel. Let me move this to the side. And then we can already see at the back of the case, place for the power supply, but also for the hard drives right here. Here you can place some SSDs.
Maybe remove the other side.
This side.
Oh.
Some peeling, some peeling.
Ooh, peely, peely.
Okay guys, who's ready for some protective foil ASMR? This one had a lot different sound from the previous one. This is a nice door, and on the inside I have a very nice surprise for you, if I've got enough space. Look, there's even more peel. There we go. And then we can see the inside. Let me move it a little bit. So plenty of space on the inside. I need to see how we can see everything. Yes. So here you can easily fit an extended ATX motherboard. Let me quickly grab my Creator TRX40. If you would put that in, then you would see you actually have quite a lot of space left. Stay there.
Is this how you build a PC?
This is how you build a PC.
Okay.
But that's where your motherboard will be located. Of course,
one moment.
Screw it in.
One moment. Yes, I fixed it.
Yeah, this is the only way it will.
Don't try this at home.
We'll be standing without any screws. Here we can put even more SSDs. So a lot of possibilities for storage, which is of course an important thing if you're a content creator, especially if you work with very large files, like for example 4K or even 8K video. Here we can also see that there is a 5¼ drive. So you might think it's a little bit old-fashioned, but for content creators, sometimes they still use Blu-ray or stuff like that. So if you want to have,
or they have Windows 95 on CDs.
I wouldn't recommend using Windows 95 for content creation nowadays. Okay. But yes, that can also be an option. So yeah, that's why you still see a 5¼ bay right here. There are two fans at the front by default, and both of these are 140mm, so not 120mm like we saw in the previous case, but 140mm. And the benefit of having slightly larger fans is that they can spin at a lower RPM and still move basically the same air. Yeah,
they have the same airflow.
So you have similar airflow with lower RPM, which means it's a little bit more silent compared to 120mm fans. At the back, there's also a 140mm fan.
Mr. Masterdog saying throw all your hardware in the case, give it a good shake, and you're ready to go.
Yeah. And then there is something special about this case. So let me pull up the slide, because this has a very special side panel. Usually, like in the very past, you had these acrylic side panels, and they were basically made from plastic. They would scratch very easily. They would break very easily. Nowadays, tempered glass is quite common. It's already a lot more scratch resistant, but you can still break it. And it's also a lot more isolating sound a lot better than the acrylic side panels in the past. But still, you can make it even more silent by laminating the tempered glass side panel. So this basically means that it's two panels with a layer in between, basically. So this also makes it quite a lot thicker. So here you see it. You have two glass layers with a layer in between. And I'm not sure if we can see this at the close-up. It might be a little bit hard.
Is this your PowerPoint skills?
I'm not sure if you can see that there are 2 layers.
Maybe you take it off.
Let me stand for
You
that.
try to take it off.
I think I need to unscrew
No,
it.
no.
You can take it off without?
Yeah. Just...
I think I need to open it up completely then. Are you sure?
No.
Did you take it off before?
I believe so.
I don't think so. No, I'm pretty sure you can't. I think you took the one off Sekira.
I'm getting old.
Let me unscrew this, because later on we will smash this one as well.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to check if it's really laminated and how it works.
Yeah.
Maybe you can already show your safety glasses, put them on.
Let me first take the side panel off,
Oh.
if we can take this off properly. That might help. So maybe you can already pull up the warning sign. Don't try this at home.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
really, don't do this at home.
Like this.
Yeah.
And like this. Are you sure you cannot take it off?
Yes, I tried, but no, you cannot simply take it off.
And if you try to pull it hard, like, you don't care if it gets damaged.
No, still
Okay.
not.
Then it was the Sekira. Shakira.
I think so too.
Not Shakira.
Maybe it was Shakira singing a song. But you can unscrew it, so that makes it easier.
Yeah, let Erik break it. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to break it? We can swap.
No.
You've got
not-
kids to take care of, so you cannot get injured.
Not good for my reputation.
Can that still be saved?
Well, people, I just, last week I came back from holiday and people already said, oh, today we're going to break things. I said, no. Why do you think that?
Let me see. Now I should be.
Can we see this in detailed cam? What you... Oh my God.
There we go.
You still alive?
Yep, still alive. Shall I move the case to the side a little bit?
I mean, are we first going to talk about the case, or you still first want to destroy stuff?
I don't know. What do the viewers want to see? Do you want to see the case be destroyed?
I think they're pussies, because a long time ago, I remember we wanted to cut open the chair in the back, and we had a knife, and everyone said, no.
I see question chat. This is how you remove a side? No, usually I think you can pull it out, but this is still a very early sample, because now I was able to take them out, but you have to pull them really hard.
Can you show to the camera?
Yeah. So this is a very early model.
I told you.
Usually you can indeed.
I told you, you can take it off.
Yeah, I put a lot of pressure, but this is like a Frankenstein early
Amateur.
sample. You've seen it. I could have already broken the panel by that, so let's not do
Well,
that. We will use some different equipment to break this. Let me prepare.
this is going to be screenshot worthy. I can't wait to put this on a wallpaper on my notebook. But maybe you already put it on.
Some space for this. So what do we want to wreck first? A regular tempered
Just put the
glass
thing
panel?
on.
Huh?
Just put the safety.
This one.
Yeah.
Now I should be safe, right?
No.
And I've got my hammer. I've got my gloves. There we go.
Yep.
So what do we want to break first? A regular tempered glass side panel or a laminated one? Eric already took a screenshot, I see.
Of course.
Let me make some space.
Michiel looking weird. Number 45.
Only 45?
Yeah.
In so many streams?
Yeah.
So which one first? The laminated one or the regular one?
1 moment.
This is a regular one. I stole this one from the Gungnir 100. First regular.
Michiel.
This will make a mess though. The regular one should scatter at least. Eric, can you pull up the slide?
I'm adding some extra graphics.
Nice. This is the difference that we should see. Oh, yeah. Can you pull up the slide?
Slide?
Yeah.
Oh.
On the left, you see a regular glass panel, so not tempered, regular glass. If you would destroy that, you would see a lot of splinters, so that would be pretty dangerous. Just to be sure, I'm wearing gloves, but...
We didn't test this, right?
No, we didn't test this. This is my first try. My first ever attempt trying to smack a tempered glass side panel.
And we ordered some extra panels, or let's say ordered, like, hey, can you please send them to us? And
this is I tried to drink, but didn't work.
Well, do it.
I was thirsty.
Maybe next week, because of COVID-19, we both have a
We're both wearing this.
Glasses. Oh, it's not like glasses.
No, it's like, yeah. What is it? Safety cap thing?
A spit screen.
So tempered glass, it will scatter into a lot of pieces, at least that's in theory. So I hope it will be like that in practice as well. And then you have laminated glass with the extra layer in between. So the glass will still break, but the laminated part should keep everything together.
Yeah. This also helps with soundproofing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's especially important for soundproofing because it is multi-layer. Like, you might be able to see it better like this. You might see there are 2 layers with a laminated layer in between, and that helps to dampen the sound. So this is the laminated one, this is the regular one. So let's start off with the regular one. Okay, Chet, which hammer? I have a safety hammer for my car, or I have a regular metal hammer?
I think the safety hammer is like guaranteed success.
But it's maybe too easy.
That's what I'm saying.
Because it's made to destroy glass, basically.
Well, what if you test it right now and it doesn't work and we put it back in your car?
Regular. Okay.
Well, what you maybe can do is maybe test first the side, how it will damage if you drop it. I mean, maybe some small bits and pieces fly off. They cannot fly in your eye. And if it happens,
I hope not.
I make a screenshot.
Okay. Let me see. Like, where do you want me to hit it? Right here?
Oh, no. Maybe can you move it a little bit?
Let me make the camera position a little bit better.
Yeah.
So everyone can see it.
Why we always end up breaking things?
We're hired to break things, right? So you want me to hit it here?
Yeah, just try, just try to damage it. Or maybe on the corner. If like you drop it on the floor, what would happen?
Like this. So people were wondering how strong is tempered glass. This is like a decent hit.
Maybe first show your muscles.
I'm very strong, you see.
I need to do Photoshop.
So far, not a thing.
Don't be scared.
Should I hit it in the middle now?
Yeah, come on, don't make it too easy. Okay.
Yeah? Do you think middle is easier?
Let me check the chat. You see? Listen to Eric, don't break it. I'm not saying not to break it.
Vagabond is saying it's all for the science. Exactly. Joe Brown is saying this will not go well. I hope it will.
It's all for science, yes. Continue.
Go middle, okay. Yeah?
Ooh!
That was pretty hard. You can see the camera shaking.
But any damage?
No, barely. I don't see any damage at all.
This is from Gungnir, right?
Yeah, this is from Gungnir. I don't see anything yet. Oops.
That was a webcam. I'm afraid this gives a lot of mess. So Ja cleans up tomorrow? Ooh.
It's pretty hard. Still nothing. Even harder?
Yeah. Ah. Damn it.
Still fine.
Ooh. It's,
like that. I'm getting some bumps in there, but nothing significant.
Maybe show the scratches.
It is still quite hard to see.
Yeah, this is nothing.
So tempered glass, it really is strong.
You need to eat more hamburgers.
To get more fat so my arm will drop faster or what? Drop it from 50 centimeters.
Yeah, well, why not?
But it's harder to show though.
It's impossible.
Yeah. I think that will be difficult.
Maybe with the webcam? Okay, try.
Yes, of course, I can try. I will need to make some space though. We should do these streams more often. This is enjoyable.
People don't see me, but I'm really like this. Oh yeah, this is good. Yari is saying, on the floor and drop the hammer on top of it.
That's a good idea.
Oh, he's concerned about all the glass on the desk. Well.
We will clean that up.
No. We will let Ja clean it up.
We'll let Ja clean it up.
Because next week Ja is going to do a live stream, so we're like, yeah, we need to leave the office at 7, so. Security kicked us out.
It's usually how it works, though.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got some space. I hope this all goes well with the camera. I don't know how long the cable is. Looks okay.
That's what you get when you don't prepare stuff.
Hey, we should have had glass panels to prepare, but they didn't arrive in time, so...
Let me check my mail.
Let's improvise.
Maybe they're in.
Okay, can you try the close-up cam?
One moment. I'm checking if we got the... No DHL shipment. Close-up, yes.
So, first half a meter?
Yeah?
Drop it on the side or drop it flat?
Drop it that it breaks.
Yeah.
I mean, if you drop it like that, it will the air will save it. Yeah,
that's nothing, right?
Come on, that's nothing.
Okay, let's try a little bit higher. Like here, you can see it. This is, I would say...
Oh, one moment. I switch to main. So this is like, you're not that big, right? You're like 140?
180, approximately.
You're 140.
In meters. So this is like 1.5 meter?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, close up.
Yeah.
Still nothing. Very high up top. So this is, what is it, like 2.5 meters?
Yeah,
a little bit, yeah, but 230 maybe. Still nothing.
I think we're here all night.
Hammer on top.
Yeah.
You see, tempered glass is strong.
Yeah, I didn't expect like this.
This is also stronger than I expected. Okay, a hammer even higher.
Oh, one moment.
Yeah, ready? It was a good bounce though. Shall I try to smack it here? I think it's easier than on the desk. Because now I can hit it like way harder.
Yeah, but maybe put your, yeah, well, whatever. Just do it.
Okay.
Ooh.
And that's how you break tempered glass. Hey, Ja, good luck tomorrow. Yeah, this is gonna make a mess. Mr. Phone Click is saying still not broken. You have not been watching. So yeah, you see tempered glass, it scatters in a lot of different pieces. But it is strong, but you can destroy it. It's still like you hear this twinkling sound. Did you enjoy it, Eric?
I only worry about the cleanup.
Detail.
Oh, one moment here we are. And I hope your slide was correctly that the next one doesn't shatter like this one.
Yeah, I hope so too. Otherwise it will be an even bigger mess. Okay, let me get my camera back.
Oh.
Now I need to find some space to smack the other one.
I'm going to do another giveaway.
So Nico is saying you guys are crazy. No, all for science, right?
Yeah, somebody.
All for science. I really like the twinkling sound you still hear from the glass.
The next winner for the giveaway is Unknown 2000. Oh, the Unknown 2005. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and you can still participate if you didn't do. And otherwise, we will do some more draws. Well, yeah.
You can win a slightly used tempered glass side panel. Okay, so let's go to the next one.
Well, maybe talk a little bit about the case.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean.
We can do that later. People want to see action.
Okay. Oh.
Okay,
you know what? Normally, I mean, we always want to do some stuff here, and for example, we want to do LN2 overclocking. So you need to take in LN2 and That's of course. Oh, do not try this at home, kids.
I'm trying to find a space to stand without any glass.
Yeah, so liquid nitrogen, of course, it's a little bit dangerous. So we asked our insurance, can we do that in our office? No. So this time we didn't tell facility that we're going to break some glass.
So we will be punished later.
Yeah, but you.
Yeah, I will be fired tomorrow.
I will say I didn't know anything about it. He just pulled the glass off the cases and started breaking it.
Yeah, we didn't try 10 times before. And that's also why gloves are important. Okay, next one.
Can you maybe pull your safety cap a little bit lower, like 5 centimeters? Yeah, one moment. And put away the glass, the side panel.
I cannot see a thing.
Yeah, you look like a Japanese ninja.
Yeah, that's good.
That's very good. And the shield looking weird, number 46. Yes.
Wasn't the previous one 46?
No, previous one was 45,
Okay,
this 46.
So this is the one from the Creator 400M. Here you see the very nice Creator logo.
Yeah. So I believe the black painted parts on the side are not laminated, right?
No. So this is not where we should hit it, because here you can scatter it.
Maybe show.
Let me see. I'm not sure, because I tried with the previous one and there I wasn't able to.
Don't you want to know how the orange safety hammer works for your car? Because I know how you drive, so maybe you have to use it in the future.
So
then you better know if it works or not.
Yeah. Can you pull up the chat again?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Let me see.
Oh, delete the video from YouTube. No proof. Rather not watching. But I think they hear the noise here.
I still hear the twinkling sound.
Next week we're going to talk about monitors. What monitors are you using? Looking to buy one? Next week we have a live stream about monitors, so Ja can tell you everything about all the monitors we have.
Yeah, you're saying the MSI 2021 official calendar pictures are being taken.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, so this is the laminated one.
Maybe first try to with the normal hammer try to damage the side. No,
Okay.
I think that should damage quite easy. I don't want to say quite easy. I mean,
Let's try.
try to snip some part off.
Quite easy, huh?
Hamburgers. I'm going to put some music on this. This makes a great video clip for TikTok.
Caesar saying, are you going to do a monitor drop test next week? I will ask Ja. I'm not sure. Okay, so the side didn't do that much. Shall I smack it a couple of times in the middle?
And why not? Okay, maybe now
my camera is moving.
Maybe now try the other.
This one?
This.
I mean, hammer?
Oh, one moment. You're driving in a car. Imagine. You crash.
And you need to get out.
And you need to get out.
You crashed and then you're in the water.
Yeah, you're in the water.
So you need to get out.
Yeah.
And then you have the side panel of a Creator 400M at the side of your car. But you really want to get out. So then you have one of these. At least you should have one of these in your car.
Okay, just.
Okay, everyone is really immersed in this story. Like Imagineering is real right now.
Oh, I can do this.
Okay, guys, you're all sinking in this car. Yeah? Okay. Shall I start softly?
You're in panic.
Only my feet are underwater at this point. What car? This is the Creator 400M car. Color is black. It has some RGB on the front.
This should break.
Yeah, this thing is meant to break it, so I hope so.
Yeah.
Shall I start off slowly?
Yeah.
Okay, this one does damage it really easily, actually.
Okay, can you let me...
You see?
Wow.
But as you can see, it's still in one piece.
So
yes, safety hammers work.
Yeah. Detailed cam.
Because I was smacking this with a normal hammer. like crazy.
You were smacking it like you had 2 hamburgers.
Yeah, like this doesn't work to break glass. Like, yeah, if you put it on the ground at full force, then it works. This one, yes. But as you can see, it's not in so many pieces right now.
But you're not finished, I guess.
Nah, I can go a little bit further. Maybe different point. See, you can hear it crack.
Ooh, wow. Check that out.
You can hear, I can hear it crack in my hands right now.
Can you show us in the detail cam?
Yes, I can.
Oh, yeah. Like
Here
this.
you can see it with
Wow.
the light. So instead of a lot of different pieces, this is the difference between a tempered glass side panel, a regular one, and a laminated tempered glass side panel. So also you can, in the close-up, you can see on the sides also, it is completely broken, but because it's laminated, it's still one
Can you maybe
piece.
turn around when you put it on the plastic box? I'm not sure if it's, I think this, maybe it's the angle. No, it doesn't show better. Okay.
So here you can see the point where I hit it quite hard.
So when you drive back home tonight, you're allowed to crash because your safety hammer works.
Yeah. I shouldn't forget to put this back in my car. Shall we hit it a couple more times?
Yeah,
to see
of
when
course.
we can really get through it? And now, I see now hit it with a normal hammer.
Like you did before, come on. 2 hamburgers.
So you see you can now get the top layer. I'm smacking some pieces out.
Can you try to peel some parts away with your screwdriver?
Yes. Let me take a flat one. Easier. And let me move this up.
I already see some people, I would try this at home with my PC window. That's why we put up this, do not try this at home.
We did not advise you to do this at home.
Yeah. I think it's not covered by warranty.
Probably not. You might get some questions when you try to hand this in.
If you don't have MSI, you can always try it.
It's quite hard to peel it out. But now it's like the top layer, I loosen up a little bit. And then there is it's laminated, and then there is the bottom layer. It's pretty hard. There we go. So you see?
Yeah.
This top layer. But still, I'm not getting through it. I'm not sure if you can
Because
see.
basically these are 2 pieces of glass with some...
Yeah, this is where I took it out. So you're still not completely through. Now I'm smacking out the second layer, so now you can get through.
Yeah. Bulletproof? No.
No.
Save you when you're underwater? No.
You can this is a nice background. You see that? That was the regular tempered glass.
This is the difference.
Good luck tomorrow, Ja. So, want to destroy it further? I think we can get quite far through it now.
Can you like bend it?
Yes. There you go. So now you're basically breaking the laminated layer in between because you bend it. Let me see if you can, yeah, I'm not sure if you can see it on the close-up, but you can clearly see the 2 layers.
Yeah, one is white glass. Yeah, well, it's...
And they also scatter differently, so you should be able to see quite
Can
a
you
bit.
show both sides of the panel? Like
this
yeah.
side?
No, sorry. I mean, you say they shatter differently.
Yeah. Yeah, that's maybe a bit hard to see because now you see it from both sides.
Yeah.
But you can see it on the side that the cracks are in different places. It's maybe a little bit hard to see, but...
Very hard to see. How to improve cooling. Yeah, that's for sure.
So that's the difference between a regular tempered glass and laminated tempered glass.
Okay, next week without gloves and safety glasses.
Yeah. Again, don't try this at home.
Can you show us how it looks over there in the detailed cam?
Yeah, you really want to see this?
Damn. Ja? Good luck tomorrow.
Sorry, man.
Damn.
Oh, Eric, did I already tell you I'm taking tomorrow off?
It's getting very hot, so you probably will be in the office because there's an airco, and at home you don't have one.
Yeah, I will leave my gloves on because there's a little bit of glass on the desk as well. You can see it in the close-up. I think you have some smaller part.
Yeah, we used to have a top cam, but now because COVID-19, you know, we were.
You are using the top cam right now.
I'm having the top cam, yeah. So maybe we need to get another webcam.
There's 2 layers of glass and 1 of yes, exactly. And this is now you can see what it does for safety. But in this case, the main reason. Let me take this off.
Oh, you sound different.
Yes, I think I sound a lot different now. The main reason why this is included in this case is because it blocks sound.
Yeah.
So as you can see here, you see the 2 layers of glass with a laminated layer in between, and that will block out a lot of sound. So the regular side panels, they have the cotton to dampen the sound, and by using a laminated side panel, it will also block out the sound from that side.
Zelmonk is asking if you can put it back on the case, the side panel.
I'm afraid that will be a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
I can throw it into the case. So let's grab the case back. I have some more panels here. I'm not going to break the other panels. So you could already see this is a door. Don't watch all the glass everywhere.
You need to...
yeah, I need to reposition my camera a little.
Yeah, well, one moment, like this. A little bit higher.
Here you have a nice door. And this is where the fans are located. So also if you're, for example, video editing on a system like this and you want to render, by opening the door you can create more airflow. Here you also see the dampening fabric on the inside, the cotton. This is a dust filter. You can easily remove this.
People who just tune in think you wear the gloves to handle this nice case with care.
Yeah, to handle this very carefully.
Yeah.
I'm extremely careful with this case. I don't want to damage it. I don't want to scratch it. So that's why I'm wearing gloves. For the people who are just tuning in.
Oh, Greg works in a glass factory for auto
cool.
glass.
Nice.
He says that tempered glass, some cases just, it can have some defects.
Yeah, if there's a defect and it can just explode, indeed. Then if you pick it at the wrong part, then you might destroy it. Okay, switch to the other cam.
Yeah.
I have some nice peel on top of here. Oh, I need to open it up.
Fail.
There we go. Look, it even has some nice text.
Well, what does it say? Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Different camera.
Ah.
Remove, then create. It's sticking to my glass. Like really. Okay, this isn't. It's really annoying to get this off. Okay, let me use my foot.
It's sticking to my foot.
I got it. Yeah, it did.
I'm stuck against the wall.
And let's take some more of a look to the internals. So currently there are 2 140mm fans right here. You can position a third one right here. This is also where, if you want to use water cooling, you can position the radiator. Because of the sound dampening, important to note, there are no fans in the top. So also no position here to put a radiator, because this also has the fabric. So this is all sound dampening. So to make it as silent as possible, the cooling goes from the front through the rear. Here you have the space for the power supply. So quite a lot of space right here. Another nice thing with the power supply is that you can take this bracket out. So you can attach the power supply separately and just slide it in from this side. Which makes installing the power supply in the case a lot easier, especially if you don't want any scratches in your power supply. It's way easier to slide it in from this side. Let me get it back in. Like thumb screws with gloves are quite difficult.
Oh.
Here we have all the connectors. At the top, you have, let me get this loose. You have 4 USB ports, and 2 of them.
A little bit lower, please.
Yeah.
Yes.
2 of them are USB 2, so you use this connector for it. Then you have 2 USB 3.2 Gen 1 port, 5 gigabit per second, and then there is the USB Type-C connector. That will, let me grab this motherboard, which will go into this header right here. So make sure you have it on your motherboard if you're going for a case like this.
Yeah, I think nowadays Type-C on your case is quite important because there are more and more Type-C devices. And now, of course, there's still a lot of Type-C cables which have one Type-A, the old connector, let's say like that, and one Type-C. But yeah, more and more phones are shipped like with only Type-C. Type-C to Type-C.
My phone charger, for example, I use Quick Charge 4, and that one is only supported over Type-C, so I already have Type-C on both sides, for example.
Yeah.
And you will see that more in the future also with different devices are shifting more and more towards Type-C. Yeah, so you can put some SSDs in here, some hard drives in the bottom. Let's take a look at the front right here. Can we show it up close? Because here we have the power button, we have the LED button, because there's LED lighting right here underneath.
I think you can show that on the back, this picture over here.
How do you mean? On that?
Behind you on the green screen?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you already see the line.
The
there
blue
you see
line.
it in blue,
Yeah.
but you can also do a rainbow effect. Shall I grab my power supply again?
I don't know.
I hope there's no glass in it.
Here.
Oh, I lost my paper clip.
Don't tell people how that works.
Okay.
So,
I
do
need my
you know
paperclip
how
to
where
stand
to
up.
put it in?
I know where to put it in. I just need my paper clip. I think it got lost during the smashing because I moved the power supply to the side.
Okay, next week have a backup paperclip.
Later on, indeed. Yeah, so on the side it is RGB. You can control it through the button on the front. Of course, you can also switch it off. So if you just press it long, it will switch off, and it will also remember it. So if you switch off your PC, put it back on. If you switch off your RGB, it will start back again without the RGB lighting. So let's get back to the front panel. You have the 2 USB 2.0 connectors, 2 times USB 3.2 Gen 1, and 1 USB Type-C 3.2 Gen 2, so 10 gigabit per second. Does this case have a vertical mount, and is the hard drive cage removable? It does not have a vertical mount. I believe you mean for your graphics card. And a hard drive cage, I'm not sure if that's removable actually. That's a good question. I don't think so, but because the case is relatively long, you will always have enough clearance for your power supply in this situation, and also for your radiator. Because if you have a shorter case, you usually have to remove this hard drive cage to be able to accommodate your radiator, because then the front of your case will be right here. But because this case is a little bit bigger, a little bit longer, you still have plenty of clearance to install a radiator right here. While also having plenty of clearance for quite a big power supply. Are these cases used right now? They will be on the market soon, but only in limited availability, so they might not be available in every single region. But you might be able to get your hands on one in certain regions. Carbon Pal is saying eATX, yes, it does support extended ATX. So it's also fully compatible with, for example, high-end desktop platform Creator motherboards, like the Creator TRX40, Creator X299, but also godlike motherboards. Vagabond is saying, which case are you going to give this week? I'm not sure if anyone still wants this case after what I did to the tempered glass side panel. But today we're not giving away any cases, unfortunately. We're giving away several $20 Steam wallet codes.
Yeah, let me do that.
Good idea. So if you haven't participated yet, I think we're going to do another one after this.
Yeah, maybe one more.
Okay, so make sure if you still want to win something, sign up now to have a chance to win $20 Steam wallet code.
Next winner is Postman. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
We will in the coming days we will send you an email with the Steam wallet code. Enjoy it. Buy a nice game which you like.
Yeah.
Back to the chat.
So that's the Creator 400M. If you could pull up the slide there, you can also see how the air flows through the case. So there is no ventilation in the top because that one is completely isolated also with the fabric.
I think you just created a little bit airflow on the side.
I did create a little bit of airflow on the side. So in the front you can, by default, there are two 140mm fans, but you can add a third one there. So you can have up to 3 140mm fans at the front for your intake, and you have a 140mm fan at the rear for your air outtake. Here you can see what kind of radiators you can position in there. So because there are there's no ventilation in the top because of the sound isolation, you can also not put a radiator there. This means you're limited to the front and the rear of the case. At the front you can accommodate up to 360mm, at the rear up to 140mm. But of course at the rear you have to keep in mind that if you're using, for example, very high memory modules, that it might get a little bit tricky with your clearance there. So I would recommend to put the all-in-one water cooling at the front of the case. Here an overview of the specifications.
Oh, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Yeah, you try to.
Yeah, it's a little bit better. It's quite small. So this case is a little bit bigger than the Sekira and the Gungnir we just talked about. The Sekira 100 and the Gungnir 110. This means it offers quite a bit of clearance, especially for easy cable management, also extended ATX motherboards. You can fit a lot of drives in there. You have the 7 expansion slots for graphics cards, and for content creation, graphics cards are not always used for gaming, but sometimes also for rendering. So also very convenient sometimes to have multiple graphics cards to render simultaneously. And often if the software is good, then it sometimes even renders like 1-to-1. So an extra graphics card will give you double performance. So you will not use, and it will scale perfectly fine in certain software.
Earth is home, and some number is saying, looks like you guys have listened to the feedback on the cases. Good work. I love the Sekira and Gungnir cases. Thanks. Yeah, we always listen to feedback, but it always takes a long time before that hits the market. I would say minimum half a year, like 6 months, 6 to 9 months, because of production processes, all the planned products, etc. And then always internally you have a big discussion. Because there's always a lot of feedback on products, of course, not only from customers, from you guys, but also from media, but also from our RMA department to see what their feedback is when things fail. And then you always need to look into, okay, what can we realize? What can we put into it? What is available if you look at certain components? Or what is the target price you want to hit? So how much budget do you have to spend on extra items like brackets or something? So always a big discussion, but yeah, in the end we listen to feedback and we also care about your feedback. That's very important for us.
I see some people asking about the price. That will actually be the next one we'll talk about. So
yeah, maybe.
Hang in there. I see some people talking about Fall Guys. I've been hearing about Fall Guys a lot in the past days. I think it's like the Japanese television show kind of thing where you run through some track and there's a lot of stuff trying to knock you out.
It's
Fall
also
Guys
called
Ultimate Knockout. It's called.
Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout.
Maybe we should try that.
Oh no. I remember how a cooking game went on, I think, what was it, 1st of January this year?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It was madness.
It was pretty cool. It looks nice.
You guys didn't want to play with me.
No, because you're a terrible cook.
That's true. That's true.
You were just running away with ingredients all the time and throwing them everywhere. They don't work.
Okay, so let's talk about pricing.
Yeah. So here's an overview of the case we talked about today. So Gungnir 110 comes in two variants, one with the mesh front panel and one with the tempered glass front panel. So we don't have all prices yet, not yet for the Creator 400M and not yet for the Gungnir 110M. Those are still to be decided. But for the Gungnir 110R, it's $109 excluding VAT, or 99 euros including 20% VAT. So these are MSRP prices. So they might differ per reseller, per region. This is just an basically advised, recommended price, basically. It's also what the word MSRP means. So for the Sekira 100P is $119 excluding VAT, $109 including VAT, and the MPG Sekira 100R. So that's the version with the RGB front panel, with the RGB fence, but also the RGB bar right there. It's $129 excluding VAT, or €119 including VAT.
Yeah, so pricing as always, I mean, this is just an indication price. MSRP depends per region, depends on VAT. I mean, please check with your local reseller for availability and for pricing, or with your local price watch.
West Coast Islander saying, great to see mesh fronts are back. Yeah, that's always been, we got a lot of feedback of people that indeed wanted mesh on the front, but other people prefer the tempered glass front. So it's really hard to make like one decision. So that's why, for example, on the Gungnir 110 series, you now see one version with mesh and one version with tempered glass.
Yeah.
And so you can pick what you want.
Sorry. Also from the sales feedback, I mean, based on the sales numbers, in the end, it will also say which direction we go to into the future. For example, if the glass one doesn't sell at all, then that's also a clear indication. But opinions in the market shift and change. It's always like that.
Yeah, and it always depends very much on the person. So that's why we try to have like different variations of. We have like a series with a certain case, and we have different variations of that case. So we have something
also on hardware, because a few years ago, I mean, you had like 4 cores, everybody happy. You didn't have all the boost speeds, etc. Yeah. So now airflow is way more important. It always was important, but now it's critical to keep your system stable.
It depends also very much on what kind of system you build.
Yeah.
If you build a gaming rig with a Ryzen 5 3600, then you will be perfectly fine with the tempered glass front panel because the power consumption is relatively low. If you're building a high-end desktop platform system with a 64-core Threadripper processor in there, that's of course going to be a different story.
Yeah. Chami too, you want to contact HR in Latin America. I think best to go to LinkedIn, go to MSI Gaming or MSI, to be honest, I don't know, on LinkedIn. There they can bring you in contact for Latin America.
Live saying Taiwan is already selling the Gungnir 110M. In some regions you might already get it, but I don't have any global pricing for this yet, so that's why I cannot communicate anything right now that would be accurate for everyone.
Yeah. Airflow is always important, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, any other topics? I can remove this, don't try at home?
Yeah, now it's safe again.
Cool.
Caesar is saying you guys remember side panel for fans. Yes, in the past that used to be quite common, especially with the acrylic side panels and like those, but also in regular side panels. But also when you do fans in the side, you lose a little bit of clearance what you have for example, the height of a CPU cooler, stuff like that.
Side panels for fans?
You had fans with side panels in the past. It used to be quite common.
Maybe I missed that.
I think you did. My first PC actually had some fans in the side panel as well.
But you're so young. So it could be 2 years ago.
Your PC took up 2 rooms, right?
Actually, my first PC was not called PC. It was called home computer. It was like a MSX, they call it, like Amiga MSX.
It was called large calculator.
Yeah. Well, I had a lot of fun at that.
I see in 2000s we had those, yes. In the 2000s, that's also when I built my first PC.
Ooh, you're old.
Yeah, I'm old. West Coast Islander saying 3 times 140mm front fence, also a good move. Yeah, I think so too, especially for silence. You can run them at relatively low RPM and still get a good airflow out of them.
Alexandros is asking how many follow subscribers do I need to for MSI to sponsor me. It's
not a single answer.
Yeah, well, it's not only about that.
No,
a lot of things are involved. Best to contact our marketing departments. They can help you.
Yeah. If you have like a YouTube channel about mattresses and you have a lot of followers, we're maybe still not interested.
Yeah. I think that's it for this week.
Yeah. So for next week.
No. That's it for this week. So I'm going to do another lucky draw.
I wasn't talking about the topic yet. I was talking about Jack going to clean up this mess.
Oh yeah. That's correct. Okay, last
winner for today. So the last $20 Steam wallet code. And the last winner for today is... Ooh, you can pronounce this one. Too difficult for me.
I think it's like almost Dutch name. His last name is TJ.
Yeah. Oh, it's
TJ?
Oh yeah, TJ.
Yeah.
That's quite doable actually. TJ, congratulations! You also won a $20 Steam wallet code. Keep an eye on your mailbox because we will email it to you in the coming days. If you didn't win today, next week we're back with a new live stream, also a new giveaway.
Not where, like Ja.
Yeah, Ja will be back if he cleaned up that mess. I don't know who else. Maybe one of us will be there again. Peter? Okay.
Yeah.
Ja and Peter will be here, so make sure to check it out. Maybe if you hear something in the background, they didn't clean up and they were just driving with their chair
with the chairs
over the glass.
Yeah. So next week they're going to talk about gaming monitors, and we have a lot of different models, a lot of different resolutions, widescreen, normal screen, and they're going to test several games. I don't know what games. Maybe they can try the new, what is the Horizon game? Zero Dawn will be also next week, right?
Or maybe the Fall Guys.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't need any FPS.
That hard. Yeah.
I
you
guess.
will be able to run it for.
Anyway, so please tune in next week. Thank you all for watching this week.
Thanks everyone, and see you. Well, at least you see Ja and Peter next week, I hope.
Yeah. That's true. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Goodbye.